The movie begins with a passenger plane flying through the sky. It is close to reaching its destination. Below the plane is a dark, unknown forest. No one on board knows that something terrible is about to happen. Inside the plane, we meet a woman named Lisa. She is traveling with her boyfriend. This is Lisa's first time flying and she is very scared. She holds tightly onto her boyfriend and forgets to fasten her seatbelt. At the time, this seems like a small mistake, but later it will save her life. Suddenly, the plane starts shaking badly. Strong turbulence throws people around inside the cabin. Lisa clings even tighter to her boyfriend. Then something far worse happens. A smaller plane crashes into the passenger plane. It looks like a private jet. The collision is violent. A huge hole tears open in the side of the aircraft. Air rushes out, and passengers and crew members are pulled into the sky and fall to their deaths. Lisa is also dragged toward the opening because she isn't wearing her seatbelt. Her boyfriend tries desperately to hold her, but the force is too strong. Lisa believes she is about to die. At the last moment, she grabs onto a seat and refuses to let go. Her boyfriend, who is wearing his seatbelt, makes one final attempt to save her. But then the plane breaks apart. The section where her boyfriend is sitting explodes in midair. Lisa watches him die right in front of her. The part of the plane Lisa is in keeps falling toward the ground. Knowing she has only seconds, she climbs onto the seat she is holding and fastens the seatbelt. The wreckage crashes into the forest with massive force. Almost everyone else is dead. The destruction is unimaginable, but Lisa is still alive. The piece of the plane she was in is damaged, but not destroyed. Still, she is badly injured and barely awake. When Lisa finally unbuckles her seatbelt and tries to stand, she realizes something terrifying. A metal rod has gone straight through her leg. She tries to pull it out, but the pain is unbearable. She has already lost a lot of blood. Lisa knows that if she doesn't remove the rod, she won't be able to move. Screaming in pain, she gathers all her strength and pulls the metal rod out of her leg. After suffering through terrible pain, Lisa finally manages to free herself. Her body is shaking and every movement hurts. The first thing she does is call out her boyfriend's name again and again, hoping he will answer. After some time, the sound of a helicopter is heard in the sky. A rescue team has arrived after learning that a plane accident may have happened in this area. The loud noise wakes Lisa up for the first time since the crash. She feels hope. Without wasting a second, Lisa grabs a scarf from the dead man lying nearby. Even though her leg is badly injured, she starts running as fast as she can. She screams with all her strength and waves a scarf high in the air, trying to show the helicopter that she is alive and needs help. One of the younger officers in the helicopter spots her. He quickly tells his senior officer that someone is alive on the ground and they should go down to rescue her. But the senior officer refuses. According to him, the plane was flying at a very high height. Anyone who fell from that height could not survive. He believes the person they saw must be a local villager waving at the helicopter. The helicopter turns away and leaves the area. Lisa watches helplessly as her only chance of rescue disappears into the sky. Her leg is badly damaged and the pain is unbearable. Meanwhile, the officers continue searching the forest. They find dead bodies of passengers hanging from trees and crushed between branches. The scenes are terrifying beyond imagination. Even after seeing all this, the junior officer feels uneasy. He cannot forget the person he saw waving. He finally convinces his senior officer to do one more search. He says that even if there is just a 1% chance that someone survived, they should try. This decision gives Lisa one more possible chance to be found. Deep inside the forest, a full search operation begins. At the same time, we are introduced to a woman named Rael, Lisa's mother. As soon as she hears about an accident, she rushes to the officers and asks about her daughter. She gives them every detail she can and begs for answers, but the officers keep avoiding her questions. They tell her that her daughter was in a road accident and that they don't know anything else. Rael immediately knows this is a lie. Her daughter was not in a road accident. She was traveling on a plane with her boyfriend. It becomes clear that the officers are hiding something. Back in the forest, Lisa keeps moving forward. Her injured leg is barely holding her weight, but she refuses to stop. One thought keeps her alive. Her boyfriend might still be alive somewhere. Holding on to this hope, Lisa continues searching the forest in every direction. Lisa suddenly notices something moving. What she sees terrifies her. A tiger is standing right in front of her. The tiger seems to have come because of the many dead bodies scattered around. It is searching for food. Very slowly, Lisa begins stepping backward. Then suddenly crack, a dry branch breaks under her foot. The sound is sharp and clear. The tiger hears it immediately. The moment their eyes meet, the tiger turns and starts walking straight toward Lisa. There is nowhere to run. But just then, a helicopter roars loudly across the sky. The sudden noise scares the tiger badly. It stops, growls, and then runs away deep into the forest. Without knowing it, the helicopter and the officers inside have just saved Lisa's life. She slowly sits down on the ground, trying to calm herself and breathe normally. She takes out her cigarette pack. She hopes smoking will help her feel a little better, But when she opens it, she feels crushed. The cigarettes are completely destroyed from the crash. As she sits there, her eyes fall on a very dry tree branch lying nearby. It looks easy to break. While staring at it, her mind suddenly goes back to before the crash. She remembers watching the plane's direction through the window. The plane was flying toward the west. Lisa realizes something important. If she can find which direction west is, she can move that way. As she looks around, she notices a teddy bear lying on the ground. When she picks it up, she sees a small pin attached to it. This gives her an idea. There is an old survival method to find directions. Lisa remembers it. She rubs the pin against her clothes again and again to magnetize it. Then she places the pin carefully on a leaf and sets the leaf gently on water. Slowly, the pin aligns itself. One end points north, the other points south. Now Lisa knows the directions. She gathers anything useful she can find. She takes clothes from the dead bodies nearby to protect herself. She carefully breaks off the heels of her shoes, knowing it is impossible to walk in heels inside a forest. Using trees for support, she begins walking again. Every step hurts badly, and her leg is still injured, but she refuses to stop. Lisa keeps walking in the same direction, step by step. Every movement hurts, but she refuses to stop. As she moves forward, she notices several trees that are broken and snapped. This makes her realize something important. The other part of the plane must have crashed somewhere nearby. This gives her hope. It means she is going the right way. But suddenly, her foot slips before she can react. She falls forward. In the next moment, she realizes something terrifying. She has fallen into a swamp. The ground beneath her is soft and sticky. Her body begins sinking slowly. The more she tries to move, the faster she sinks down. Panic fills her mind. She doesn't know what to do, but she remembers to stop struggling. She reaches out and grabs nearby plants. Very slowly, she pulls herself forward. After a long and painful struggle, Lisa finally pulls herself out of the swamp. But this drains almost all her energy. Still, she knows she cannot stop. She has to find her boyfriend. As she moves ahead, the land starts to slope upward. Without thinking too much, Lisa begins climbing the hill. Halfway up, her foot slips again. She falls hard. Her body slides down the slope violently. Her injured leg hits the ground again, sending sharp pain through her body, barely able to move. Then she looks up. She knows she must climb again. This time, she picks up a wooden branch and uses it for support. Slowly, painfully, she starts climbing once more. Despite everything, Lisa keeps moving forward. But just when one danger ends, another appears. She looks ahead and freezes. The same tiger she saw earlier is sitting calmly right in front of her. Fear fills her face. Lisa slowly tries to move sideways, making as little noise as possible. The moment she takes another step and makes even a small sound, the tiger turns its head toward her. She starts running with all her strength. The tiger also begins chasing her, moving faster and faster with huge leaps. After running for some time, Lisa suddenly falls into a pit between two rocks. The pit is not very deep, but this small fall ends up saving her life. The tiger searches above, looking for her, but cannot see inside the pit. Suddenly, she hears movement in the bushes. The tiger is still nearby. Lisa presses herself tightly into the corner of the pit and does not move at all. After some time, unable to find her, the tiger finally leaves the area. Slowly, darkness spreads through the forest. She needs to get out somehow before it becomes even colder and more unsafe. As she carefully looks around, her eyes catch something on the ground. It is a lighter. Night has fully arrived. Lisa uses the lighter to start a small fire. The warmth slowly spreads through her cold body and makes her feel a little safer. She lights her cigarette and begins to smoke quietly, sitting near the fire. As she looks around again, she notices a can lying nearby. The food inside is still good. Without wasting any time, Lisa opens the can and starts eating. The forest is still full of unknown threats that could kill her at any moment. At the same time, far away from the forest, a group of Air Force officers are sitting together in a serious meeting. One officer, clearly upset, finally speaks the truth. This truth explains why the officers are trying to hide what really happened. If the public and the government find out that the crash was caused by an Air Force mistake, there will be serious consequences. Together, they begin covering up the accident, burying the truth, while Lisa continues her fight to survive alone in the dark forest. Somehow, Lisa keeps moving forward through the forest. Her injured leg is almost unable to carry her anymore. But then, when she reaches a higher area, she suddenly sees something that stops her. In front of her is the front part of the plane. She starts thinking about her boyfriend. Maybe he is here. Maybe he survived. She wants to reach it as fast as possible. But one more problem stands in her way. Between Lisa and the plane is a river. The water is moving very fast, and the current looks strong and dangerous. To reach the wreckage, she must cross this river. There is no other path. She jumps into the river. At first, she manages to stay steady, but as she moves deeper, the water pulls her forward. The current becomes stronger. Her injured leg starts hurting badly, and she begins losing balance. It feels like the river will carry her away. Still, Lisa does not give up. Using all the strength left in her body, she fights the water. Slowly, she reaches the edge, grabs a large rock, and pulls herself out. Somehow, she manages to cross to the other side. Now, she stands in front of the plane's front section. She looks closely at the windows and feels her heart sink. Bloodstains cover the glass. It looks like even the pilots did not survive. She opens the pilot's door and finds a small emergency kit. Inside the kit is a flare gun and signal rounds. Without wasting time, Lisa loads a flare and fires it into the sky. The bright signal goes up and can be seen from far away, but there are no helicopters nearby. Her timing is terrible. She feels disappointed. She unloads the flare and decides to wait. She will fire again, only when she sees or hears a helicopter. Lisa then starts collecting useful supplies from the wreckage. Suddenly, the temperature drops sharply. The cold becomes intense. Lisa starts shaking badly. She does not have enough clothes to protect herself from the freezing air. She quickly gathers wood to start a fire, but when she tries to use her lighter, it doesn't work. It got wet earlier and is now useless. There will be no fire. She takes a plastic bag and places it over her head, not to harm herself, but to trap heat and keep her brain warm. Then she lies down on the ground. Meanwhile, somewhere else in the forest, Lisa's mother, Rael, arrives along with her boyfriend's parents. They are terrified and desperate to find their children. They want to go inside the forest and search for them, but the officers stop them. The area has been sealed. Lisa's boyfriend's mother, Kelly, begs the officers again and again, but they refuse her every time. His father, Stuart, is also deeply upset. Kelly, unable to control her fear as a mother, suddenly makes a decision. Without thinking further, she gets into her car and drives straight into the restricted forest area. The officers are shocked. They immediately jump into their jeeps and chase her. Kelly drives fearlessly through forest paths and reaches the base camp where senior officers are working on the investigation. Soon, the officers catch up and detain both Kelly and Stuart. But one of the senior officers at the camp knows Stoyart personally. Because of this connection, the senior officers order the others to release them. Soon after, Rael, Kelly, and Stuart are called inside an office. The same officers sit across from them and begin explaining what happened. The officers can see how broken these parents are. They know this is not a situation where they can use pressure or force. The parents are shocked when they hear the truth. The officers admit that the plane did crash. Rescue teams were sent to the forest, but officially no survivors were found. Still, none of the parents are ready to accept this. Lisa's parents and her boyfriend's parents refuse to believe their children are dead. Until they see proof with their own eyes, they will not accept it. The officers tell them that the investigation is still going on. The parents give the officers photographs of their children, hoping this will help identify them if they are found. At that moment, one junior officer suddenly remembers something. He becomes serious and quickly goes to his senior officer. He tells him that during the first helicopter search, he thought he saw a woman waving from the ground. Now the senior officer can no longer ignore this. He immediately orders another helicopter search of the same area. A full rescue team gets ready and boards the helicopter. Back in the forest, we see Lisa again. She has become much weaker than before. The weather becomes worse. Heavy rain starts falling. As Lisa walks through the rain, she notices a bag hanging from a tree. When she reaches it, she recognizes it immediately. It belongs to her boyfriend. She opens the bag and finds drawings inside. They are seeing them breaks her heart. She remembers their happy moments together. She feels lost in memories and dreams missing. Friend sitting inside, he looks injured but alive. Without thinking, Lisa jumps down into the pit. The pain in her leg is terrible, but she ignores it. She runs to him, hugs him tightly, and feels pure happiness. He is alive. She believes everything will be okay now. She hears helicopters in the sky. She feels they will be saved. But this is not reality. It is only Lisa's imagination. In truth, Lisa is sitting beside her boyfriend's dead body. He does not move. His body is cold. He has been dead for a long time. When this truth hits her, Lisa completely breaks down. She cries uncontrollably. Her heart cannot accept what has happened. But the truth is clear. Surviving such a massive crash is almost impossible. Lisa loses all strength and sits there silently. For a moment, she decides not to move anymore. But this is not the end. After some time, Lisa understands something important. If her boyfriend were alive, he would want her to live. He would want her to survive. Gathering the little strength she has left, Lisa says her final goodbye to him and tries to leave. Rainwater has collected everywhere, making the ground slippery. Climbing out of the pit is extremely difficult, but she keeps trying. At the same time, in another part of the forest, a large rescue team spreads out, searching desperately for survivors. One senior officer reaches the broken plane and notices something important. He smells a recently fired flare. This means only one thing. Someone is alive. The search becomes faster and more focused. Lisa, in terrible pain, somehow picks up the flare gun. She loads the last round, points it toward the sky, and fires. A loud sound echoes through the forest. A bright red light fills the sky. The officers see it immediately. They rush toward Lisa and begin rescuing her. There is a strange look on Lisa's face. She is not truly happy, but she is not completely broken either. She has lost the person she loved the most in the world. But after surviving alone for an entire week, she has finally been rescued.